Welcome to Total Fitheads.
Serious fitness for not so serious people. Let's go. How many grams have you had today?
None.
0 grams.
0.
Does that mean you haven't eaten yet?
That's correct.
Are we fasting?
Well, I was trying to not eat, and but then I pricked my finger, so actually I ate a cookie.
Oh.
Because I was worried about my blood sugar.
Sure, yeah. You might pass
I don't want to pass out and die and lose too much blood.
Can we tell them why you pricked your finger?
Yeah. I did the routine tests.
That's so exciting.
ROOTINE. We had
Rachel Sanders.
Rachel on the podcast a couple episodes ago.
Yeah.
Right?
Dope. Yes. I haven't done my test yet.
And so they sent me a DNA test and a blood test.
To see what vitamin deficiencies you may have and make a perfectly formulated vitamin for you.
We talked about that one when she was on there. It was really interesting. It was like they're actually making a cocktail of things that you need. A vitamin cocktail, you know what I mean? Whereas, and I think I told this to her when she was on the episode, but, admittedly, I was like, whatever, you just take a multivitamin, who cares? But your body cares.
Yeah.
And if you take too much of something, it can mess you up a little bit, which is like the opposite of what I thought. I thought you just take too much and...
Okay, you wasted money, but you pee it out.
Right, exactly.
But she was like, nope, too much can actually be harmful.
Right.
So, good thing you're getting it personalized.
I wonder if they can tell me my blood type.
Well, I mean, I feel like you already should know. Don't they tell you when you're born? It's on your birth certificate, maybe?
Sure, you're right. Where's my birth certificate? Oh, shit. It's in my other pants. Sorry about that. Yeah.
I mean, I have my Guinness World Record and my YouTube plaque here. I don't know why I wouldn't put that up,
Does it say that on your...
blood type?
Blood type on your Guinness World Record? Best blood type there is.
Yeah, is it good to be rare, or is it good to be...
I think you want to be a universal donor, although...
Oh, right, that's a...
Do you want to be a universal donor? Because I don't want to donate.
Or
does that mean you can accept?
Oh, I don't know. You want to be a universal acceptor for sure.
Right.
It's like, whomever, just put it in me.
What's the opposite of donor? Acceptor.
Acceptor.
Yeah, so I haven't eaten anything. But I'm excited to get my blood stuff. I'm excited to get my...
It is 3:51, people. That's incredible.
What is?
The time, 3:51 p.m. I mean, it may have changed. 3:52, and you still haven't eaten.
I know. I ate some Advil because I had a headache.
Oh, wait, you said you had a cookie.
I had a cookie. I had half a cookie because I wanted to make
Okay,
sure my
that
blood
doesn't
wasn't...
count as fasting if you eat half a cookie. What the heck?
So that's what I said.
Okay, I was thinking that you were...
I wasn't doing anything on purpose.
Okay.
I just haven't eaten lunch yet. I forgot to eat lunch.
Got it. Are you feeling any effects?
If I don't eat, I get a headache. That's one that's typical. And if I am trying to fast or not eat or anything, and I do just sort of swallow Tylenol or Advil to the headache passes, or I'll have some hot water, but still I feel like that's not a good thing. Do you know what I mean? I feel like if my body is headachy, it's my body being like, hey guys, or hey guy, hey floating brain and a jug of cranium water, can you just walk yourself over to the burger shop and pick us up a fried chicken sandwich or something?
Well, as someone who takes 0 cues from her own human body,
right.
I want to counter that with the first time you worked out, you're like, this feels bad, I probably shouldn't be doing it because my body says it's bad, that's not right.
Well, it didn't say it was bad.
It felt bad.
It felt great, and then it was like, all right, we're done, and then I pushed through it because I'm a tough guy,
There's this idea of metabolic fitness and training your body to burn fat instead of carbs, and then you have to get through the headache then you won't get headaches anymore. But hey, you could also just eat. You
could. And I was, my buddy was telling me about, the carnivore diet. And he was like, you got to work through... It's great. You just got to work through 2 weeks of wearing a diaper or something because you can't control your bowel movements or whatever. He was sort of said it in passing at lunch, and I was like, totally. Hold on, what was that? And so he was like, dude, it's the best thing for you, but you just got to push through that 2 weeks. And I was like, it seems like a tough push for those 2 weeks, but whatever. Shout out to what's his name?
Okay. Yeah, what, Joe Rogan is all about it too?
No, there was a couple Oh, there's two guys that I'd like to talk to, and they're the carnivore.
Tristan, I think. Did I send you his day
I think
eating?
you sent me one.
It was just a.
It was just a pile.
Whole, a whole barn full of chicken eggs.
Just steaks. I forget who it was. His name on Instagram was like Doctor something. Paul Saladino. No relation to Don.
Oh wow. Okay.
So he's a doctor. Mm-hmm. At least he says so on Instagram. Mm-hmm. And he's a big carnivore guy. So I
definitely need to try it.
To him
I want to digress a little bit because I think about this a lot. I once painted a pair of roller skates, and when I posted on my blog, I started talking, just sort of free associating, and I wrote the story about how, like, why aren't we all wearing roller skates all the time, right? It would just be, if I told you could be faster getting anywhere, and with less energy expenditure, you would say, yes, I'll accept that. What? Oh, and then you realize it's roller skating everywhere. Fine. What if I told you that you didn't have to interrupt your day?
What if I told you?
You didn't have to stand in lines to use the restroom. You didn't have to stand up away from your focus. Mm-hmm. Why aren't we all wearing diapers all the time?
Mm-hmm. Same reason. It's not socially acceptable.
So I can't just be roller skating around in a diaper.
You can, and maybe that's a new video.
Optimized to me.
Optimized by
I don't know why all the Aura users and routine finger stabbers aren't like, yeah, of course.
Diapers.
I live in the future. Diapers.
Dipes.
Anyway, moving on. I am going to do carnivore maybe, but for sure doing vegan for a month.
For a month? I guess you have to.
Yeah. What do you mean? I'm vegan for these 5 minutes where I'm
vegan for 20 hours.
looking at a piece of lettuce.
Because I skipped lunch, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, the reason you don't wear rollerblades all the time is that you would lose your balance all the time.
No, you'd be good at it. If you just...
Yeah, you'd be good at it going down a street, but you wouldn't be good at it, like, going upstairs.
You'd get better. Okay. You would adapt.
You're right.
Downstairs seems worse, honestly.
Stairs are bad, walking around, like, getting up and getting down, it's just not kosher. Plus, you look so cool that everyone would be so jealous of you. Also, diapers, you stink. Diapers stink.
Really?
Yeah.
Don't they make scented ones?
Yeah, I think they do, but I don't think it covers.
Baby powder. I'm optimized. Now I smell good, too.
Okay, fine. So, you know what would be really optimized is if you had those VR goggles and then you didn't just get up anywhere. You just used the
lived
goggles
on a toilet. Sitting on a toilet.
And your goggles could take you wherever you want to go. You want to go to Paris?
That's
Boom,
true.
you're in Paris. You want to go to class? Like, you're in class.
When you go to one of those sushi restaurants, it's a conveyor belt of food. You just have that.
Just put your mouth.
Or no, just a feeding tube.
Of course. And you know what would be even better is like if the tube goes like out of your belly button and then you're in like this bubble
and
of
your name
fluid.
Is Neo.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're a baby.
Oh.
Optimized. No, you're not a baby. You're a fetus. Fetus?
Yeah.
Optimized.
People optimization. Yeah, well, maybe that was the heightened state of
that's all downhill
human
from there.
Experience.
Yeah, we're technically.
So let's bring it back.
We're dying. We start dying as soon as we start.
Oh yeah, it's that first breath.
As soon as we're born, yeah, probably.
So we want to get back to a pre-dying condition.
Right. I want to get pre-die.
Which obviously
we're stuck in this
that.
This post-birth state. Sorry, you're right. I'll shut up.
The way to do that is to eat all meat. That's the answer.
That's the question though. Is it like now when you eat all meat, you have to eat like liver and brains and cartilage and all this weird stuff. Have you looked into it?
People have arrived at that. They're like, oh right, you can't just eat the cuts that we do as modern humans. You have to eat from nose to tail. Is that what they say?
I glanced over it briefly when my buddy was telling me about it.
I gagged over it briefly and then switched to vegan.
I puked on it. Well, one of the arguments, I mean, I don't want to like tease this for his episode, but the shorthand is that since plants can't move, he was like, think about it. plants can't move. They can't run away from their predators. And I'm like, here we go. And that's actually a really
Stephen
interesting...
Gundry
That's an
has a
interesting
whole book on
sidebar, is
this.
that when somebody is explaining something to me and they say, think about it, I know that this argument is dumb. This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
They're like, dude, think about it. Pterodactyls didn't... blah, 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 blah. You know, that's my... Anyway, so he said that, think about it. Plants can't move away from their predators, meaning human, in this case, humans. So what they do is they evolve to become semi-pseudo-poisonous.
Sure.
So green, if something's green, it means it's a warning for us to not eat it.
Yeah, sure.
So it's like little step, bam, gigantic jump into like who knows what the hell what that's supposed to mean. So anyway, that's the argument that I heard.
Yeah, lectins are gonna get you.
I don't know. Have you heard that before?
Yes, I read an entire book on it. I
Yeah.
wasted several workouts listening to Dr. Stephen Gundry tell me that lectins are gonna murder me.
Mm-hmm.
But and you have to eat not just no vegetables. You can, some are okay, and then some are okay if you cook them in the right way. Yeah, I don't know. He has a whole
What was his
thing.
What was his backup?
It's also been disputed pretty often. There's a reason I didn't do 30 days of his diet.
Animal lectin.
But he does name drop Usher.
Oh.
And Usher has no belly fat, so.
And isn't that the indicator of peak optimization?
Yeah.
You know who has a lot of belly fat?
Babies. I knew.
So that whole argument that we just had about optimize turned it on his head.
Oh, no.
Forget it.
All right. So, are you getting? How much protein are you getting? This is the protein episode. We're going to talk about all things protein, how we find it in what we eat to get protein, how much we think we need.
And how it's sort of surprising how much more that is. So I guess let's start with, in theory, I'm on the idea loosely of 1 gram per body pound, per pound of body weight. So for me, that's 200 grams.
Yeah.
Which is a
Me
ton.
too.
A ton.
1 ton is actually not, it's 2,000 grams would be 1 ton.
Right. Smart. She went to art school, so that's why they teach that.
Is that right? Is
paint
it
conversions?
1 ton, 2,000 pounds?
Yes.
Okay, good.
How far is a mile? How many feet in a mile?
11,000,
Nope.
8,211, 2,000, 5,280.
Boom!
Why did I think it was 11?
Pittsburgh Art School. The pride of Pittsburgh.
I could get it with hand signals.
So 200 grams of protein.
Right.
And, well, okay, forget it. 200 grams of protein is seemingly a lot. And when you think about it, think about it. When you like try to start writing it down and tracking it, you're like, wow, that is a lot.
Yeah.
So like.
But lucky you get to eat a lot.
I know, but it's not delicious to eat a lot. It's like eat a lot of.
Okay, we're here to debunk that. Protein is delicious.
Mm-hmm. And filling.
And filling. I feel like fat's more filling, but maybe that's a personal preference.
I think it is too. I think white rice is the most delicious, most filling thing I've ever had. And and it is the worst thing for me.
Yeah.
I tracked it with levels. I tracked it with my body.
Wrong.
I tracked it with like my brain.
There's nothing.
And it is the most delicious, beautiful substance on the face of the earth. White rice.
Freaking plain.
It's so good.
With some salt. No butter, nothing.
Lemon. That's the way you do it.
Lemon?
Yeah.
You psycho.
Lemon on rice.
Never. Okay, anyway, the generally accepted bodybuilding protein ratio is 1 pound, whatever.
At least 1 pound.
Well, okay, so the generally accepted, I'm going to say that every bodybuilders get blah. That's like what everybody lands on, and then some people are in the camp of more, some people are in the camp of less, and this is specifically bodybuilding because the general population, I know that a lot of people say do 1-to-1. Anyway, let me at least say it. However much you weigh, or your target weight, if you're very overweight, then you have to go for your target weight. however much you weigh, that number of pounds is the number of grams of protein that you should get. Now, I say this is a bodybuilding thing because that was just like the generally accepted thing, and then people sort of move from there to say, oh, well, it could be higher. I have experience with higher. I've heard you can go lower if you're bodybuilding but bulking, and the FDA recommends like 0.4 grams per body weight
for
pound.
Normal people.
Yeah, but it might even be less. That's like the bare minimum to keep you alive, right? So what most people land on optimized wise is that higher amount.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm questioning it.
Why?
Because I've done a whole lot more, and I guess I've not experimented with less, so I should probably do that.
When I've been playing around with it, or at least recently, is I just noticed like how much more the other, like the rice and bread, take up of my meal. And it strikes me as a couple things. One is like, do not as many people normally care about protein, and or is it easier to mass produce loaves of bread?
It's gotta be.
Or rice or whatever.
Of course.
You know?
And it's also government subsidized, and
right.
I need to read Metabolical. This is another big one that Levels has been talking about. Not another big one. I don't think I learned about Stephen Gundry through Levels. If anything, I probably heard some debunking. But they Why We Get Sick is one of the ones that they talk about, and then Metabolical I've not read yet, but he talks I think about how we're all sick, and it's actually people intending to make us sick to make money. I don't know. It's like
I completely
terrifying.
buy it, big time. I feel like there's a lot of things that have, especially over the past year or 2 years, that have popped up in my brain, and I'm like, wait, why are we all doing this? Is it because it's best, or is it because it's the easiest to mass produce for all of us, and somebody's making a buck off of?
That's why corn's and everything.
Corn, right?
Also, rice is delicious.
I know,
It might just be because the easy is also delicious.
That's true.
I mean, okay, steaks are good, but if they have to be good steaks, crappy rice is still good.
I know.
You take the quality level of carbs.
I think about that with pizza. I'm like, it's cheese bread, right?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
That is.
And some
last
sauce,
I checked.
maybe?
I don't know, I've never made it myself. It seems complex.
So anyway, lately what I've been thinking about is that. So like if I took some care, but you could say the same thing about vegetables.
Oh yeah, totally.
So like, why do we get fries with everything? Because they're delicious and they're easy to make. Why do we get like a side of rice? No, I mean did I say that wrong? Why do we get an easy to make like fried thing?
Yeah.
Side of rice, of whatever, versus like a whole slew of green. I guess poison green.
Poisoned greens. Fiber.
But anyway, I think what's helped me a lot is like making my own lunches and not even going to like a healthy store.
Yeah, I wanted to get into that too. Sure, let's just transition. Instead of talking about specifically what we're eating at home first, let's do how do you get your protein when you go out to eat. Because that's like a technique that I honed using my own skills and timing.
Let's hear it.
Just that you should prioritize protein. Don't even order any of the other stuff. My favorite thing is to go to a Mexican restaurant because it's so easy to do.
Right.
Fajitas. And then you don't eat the tortilla, which is not easy to do, right?
Also, the tortilla is as bad as like a loaf of bread.
Yeah.
Or a slice.
Oh yeah.
That to me was like I had to look into that, and that was a real mind bottler, because I think like a tortilla is like whatever. At least I'm not eating like a full sub sandwich, but it's about the same as a huge loaf of bread from a sub shop.
It's also as delicious.
It's just
Splat.
flat. They just made it easier for you to eat, you know?
And actually, this was not even the thing that I honed. I got it from Tim Ferriss's For Our Body. He talks about how that's Mexicans' favorite because of that, and it's really easy to say, can I get grilled vegetables instead of the rice? That's not a weird ask at a Mexican restaurant. And so if you don't even have the rice on your plate or the tortillas to tempt you, that's always great.
Yeah. And what I've been doing at home is I make a huge pile of steamed vegetables, one of those bags, microwave bags, and you just put them there. And then you're like, I'll never get full. And then you eat them and you're like, huh.
Yeah.
How about that?
Here's a technique I've been doing. Did it last night.
Mm-hmm.
Order Chipotle,
Mm-hmm.
get no rice. So you get a bowl. Oh, and it's a bowl. It's not a burrito, so you don't have the flat loaf, giant loaf of bread.
That's really what it is, though,
I know.
isn't it?
I know.
On paper, on numbers.
Yeah. Well, especially because they're so big
Yeah.
at Chipotle, but they're also delicious and
Yeah.
buttery. Anyway, don't even get the tortilla. Get a bowl. Don't get rice. And then I'll microwave a bag of 4 servings of broccoli and mix that together.
Just dump it in.
So now I'm eating 4 times the amount of Chipotle. It tastes exactly the same.
Yeah.
I've just bulked it up with fiber and actually more protein. Broccoli is surprisingly protein.
Broccoli's a big protein.
It's got a lot of carbs
Prototype.
too. Yeah.
Prototype.
So, and burgers are a big thing for me when I go out. If it's not a Mexican restaurant, I'll probably get a burger and then lettuce wrap, which is so LA. But I just always try and keep the carbs off my plate.
The problem with the lettuce wrap is you can't hold it the way you can hold
I'm
bread.
sorry, caveman. You can't use a fork and a knife. There are multiple times I've asked for a lettuce wrap, and they're like, we don't have the holding kind of lettuce. Is that okay? I'm like, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Just throw some
vegetable
leaves
something
on
green
top of it, and
there.
I'll cut it up. I've done this before. I think I've told you. There's a place in West Hollywood called Rocco's, and they have a dog menu.
Uh-huh.
And the magic of a dog menu is that it's just protein. And also super cheap. So I've eaten off their dog menu. The only weird thing,
They give you that
there are
metal
2
bowl.
weird things, is a plastic, it's a paper plate. Which was fine. Ate it. Super
Ate the plate.
normal, acceptable. But after I finished, I was like, I wonder if they save like the older cuts for the dog servings. And because it's not human grade anymore. Well, too late now. I'm alive, and I saved some money and didn't have the fries even on my plate.
I saw I hate that I'm referencing this, but I saw a fitness TikTok where the guy was like, if you want to be healthy, eat like a dog. Dogs eat protein-rich, clean food, and they eat the same thing every single day at the same time. Eat like a dog, and it was a hook, and it hooked me. I'll give it props.
I'm pretty sure I said this on the routine episode. If somebody developed a dog food for humans, I'd be so on board. And then I just weigh it out and have it whenever.
What about the
Soylent?
Soylent, yeah.
The ratio was off. They gave me a shirt.
No. Did you have some horrible body?
Diaper situation?
I thought you had almost had a heart attack or
a
God. Liver failure.
Wow,
or something.
Really? No, it was never that bad. I lost weight. I drank only Soylent for 10 days. Spoiler, you don't have to go watch the 30-minute video. I lost weight, but I had lost muscle and gained fat in that time. So my weight went down, but my fat went up. Sucked. Oh, and I was miserable and starving and really wanted to chew. But, yeah. I started freezing it by the end, so I had something to spoon and chew on.
That was a weird one.
But, okay, actually I've thought about making my own Soylent because I know my macro ratio. I could mix Soylent with Quest powder and then bulletproof oil to make the
Isn't that just...
dog food?
No, meal prepping?
Oh, yeah. Yes, but liquid form, I guess.
So you need it to be liquid.
Dogs chew, right? Okay, fine, pellets. Yeah, if they make Soylent pellets, I'd be down. Pellets. And I'd have to be able to pick my own ratio. But, see, I'd need pellets with no fat in them, so basically mostly protein pellets, because I would have that after my workout.
Protein pellets is a great name.
Protein pellets. .com.
Write it down, buy it.
And then I would need protein with a double carb ratio pellets before my workout. And then I need a lot more fat in it towards the evening.
Yeah. You need the right protein pellet.
Well, because I time my ratios, not just I don't just look at the ratio, I also time that. Does that make sense?
the right proportion of protein pellet packs.
He's making a commercial right now. He's writing it in his head. We're gonna be rich.
We should also point out that we've talked to a bunch of people. We've talked to fitness people. We've talked to nutrition people. By and large, almost all of them have said the number one thing, like, yes, there's a lot of things that go into your nutrition, but number one, if I could only pick one, get more protein.
Yeah.
Isn't that fair to say?
Yeah. I would also say, and this is probably not even necessary for the audience that's here, not processed food.
Right.
We're
I think that's
on that
1 and
level.
1A, but
Yeah.
I think that, you know, giving up processed food is like a whole other lifestyle.
Yeah, and you could definitely
Change.
still, yeah.
Whereas get more protein is like, do what you're doing, but just please
Yeah.
up the whatever.
It's one of the big low-hanging fruit that people are missing. That and
I think
sleep,
it's
obviously.
the biggest. Or, well, in terms of food, I
Yeah.
think it's the biggest.
Yeah.
Maybe like giving up soda or something, but, you know.
Yeah, that also feels like that our audience isn't even doing that at this
Yeah.
point.
But yeah, so anyway, so that's why we're taking this so seriously. So
Yeah.
And that's certainly at least why I've been like really sort of thinking of it a lot more. Lately, what I've been doing is I make sure to eat a full chicken breast with every single meal, just no matter what we're doing.
Blend it up.
Just thaw it and then cook it like an adult caveman.
Thaw it. Oh. Mine are frozen.
I know,
cooked.
yours are frozen cooked. That's disgusting. Mine are frozen and then I pop them in the air fryer for literally 13 minutes and then they're done.
I am hungry when
Right.
I'm cooking. I can't wait 13 minutes.
Right, because you were waiting 23 and a half hours, right? So.
Oh, right.
Right.
I guess I know
So,
when.
right.
Huh.
Huh.
Well, anyway. I also. Oh, I did want to mention. I try and get fish when I go out to eat.
Right.
Every time because I'm not cooking that at home. This ties into everything is pre-cooked.
Horrifying.
Because I'm terrified of foodborne illness and want zero responsibility for making myself sick.
We had a guy at my old office. Oh, God, he was such a sweet guy. He was an accountant. He was very, very nice. He was from, I can't remember, somewhere in Eastern Europe, but he, you know, just grew up there and like went to college, I think, in Massachusetts somewhere or something, you know, so, but he would bring in fish for lunch and reheat it in the toaster oven.
Oh, what a nightmare.
And I don't like fish at all. I really don't like the smell of fish. And I gotta tell you, the smell of reheated toaster oven fish was so bad. And it would just...
Oh, yeah.
That like I would literally be at my desk, you know, and I'd be like, I'm gonna go for a walk, and I would just like get up and leave because I was like, this is absurd.
And it lingers. I'm sure it's there when you came back from your walk.
Yeah, my walk was like I would just leave for half the day and like work from a coffee shop or something.
Yikes!
So bad. But anyway, fish is speaking of sups. What's up? Routine. I take the one supplement I take is fish oil.
Omega-3
pills. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I really don't eat any fish at all. I don't like it at all.
It's so good. What about shellfish?
Hate shrimp. Hate lobster.
This was one of my number one
salmon.
things.
Hate
Protein. Really? Salmon is fatty. Shrimp is there's nothing but protein. There's nothing
shrimp
like it.
is disgusting. Shrimp is a cockroach. You're eating a
Oh my
wet
God, it's
cockroach.
So good.
That's
It's
what you're
crunchy
eating.
like a cockroach.
Ugh.
You're right.
Yeah.
I want some right now.
If you are
Shrimp
really
fajitas.
worried about it, why don't you look up this video? It's called Shrimp on a Treadmill, and then it's just a shrimp running on a treadmill underwater. It's
Cool.
horrifying. And
Why is that horrifying?
so gross?
It sounds delicious.
Because you see its tendrils and sorry, this freaks me out so bad.
Oh, that's great.
The one thing which was on my list was tuna. I used to really like canned tuna sandwiches. Here's why I don't like them anymore.
Because it's horrible.
Mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise is also horrible.
I used to really like mayonnaise. Tuna,
What, did you turn
mayonnaise,
a
and
corner
lemon is great.
and realize that it's...
I stopped. I did levels, and mayonnaise made my spikes like go through the
That's
roof.
so surprising. I thought it was just fatty.
Anytime, and I would feel crappier afterwards. Isn't that weird?
Yeah. No, it's not weird. It's proof that it's garbage food.
So now, I used to, like, canned tuna, mayonnaise, lemon, some celery. It was, like, one of my favorite lunches. And now, I rarely do it. Because
It sounds so easy, too.
Yeah, it was, like, one of those, like, I get home from school and I, make my own snack or whatever.
See, I worry about mercury and also the sustainability of canned tuna and other canned fish even.
Meaning,
it's also horrible for you because you're just going to get mercury buildup and also horrible for the planet because we're...
Right, for the planet.
Yeah.
Do you recycle?
Sure.
Nice.
But I've also heard that that's a drop in the ocean compared to what Walmart is doing. Like,
Correct.
It doesn't matter.
80% or 85% every single year of our entire pollution is caused by 100 companies.
Well,
So, like, as much as I love sorting through my plastic and my whatever, I'm like, guys, why don't we let those guys handle their stuff first, please? Nestle, Coca-Cola is like one of the worst. No offense, shout out Coca-Cola. Please sponsor the podcast.
Super offense. We're just talking about processed food. Get out.
Also, the dolphins. Remember that was a big one.
Yeah, sure. Care about the dolphins. So yeah.
No fish for me.
Those big fish are delicious, and then they have mercury or whatever, and so you're not supposed to have that much of it. So
but I heard that there were fish is supposed to be so much more, so much healthier, so much better for you than like red meat or.
Right. That's also the idea behind going vegan. That there's a lot of fiber, and then you're not having that red meat.
Vegan fish? No.
No.
Vegans no meat.
No, pescatarian is when you can have fish. Which I probably will end on, so doing 30 days vegan and then add in fish after that. I don't know. I did pescatarian for 30 days. Is that an interesting video? Who wants to see that? I have committed to vegan for 30 days.
I didn't eat meat is like more interesting sounding than I went vegetarian.
Yeah.
And well, I think vegan's still a buzzword. It was like cool to make fun of vegans for a while.
Yeah.
It's like, why, man? They're just trying to not eat. Just let them chill. Who cares?
And then followed up with, I ate only meat.
Right. And then my skeleton fell out. So anyway, tuna was one of my big ones that I don't do it anymore. Also, egg salad. I used to love egg salad. Really? But again, I feel like this is a weird one. Eggs. So weird. I like gave up mayonnaise. I used to love mayonnaise, and then Levels ruined mayonnaise for me. Thanks a lot, Levels. Thanks a lot. But I could feel it, Yeah. I eat a huge tuna sub, and I just have to lie down and sleep. And I just thought that was normal after you. After you.
So
eat
now
lunch.
you have a tuna sub with no mayo.
Well, I don't really, because it doesn't taste very good.
Wow.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah. Well, no, I mean it makes sense, but technically maybe it's the bread and the size of the tuna too. But,
yeah, probably.
But the fact that your body really responds to eat a mayo, I mean, there you go.
It's
There's egg in mayo too, right? Yeah.
I think it depends on
egg and oil and.
Yeah, I think like Hellmann's real mayonnaise. I know is not real mayonnaise.
It's real in quotes.
Right. Yeah. Because I think real mayonnaise is eggs and oil and water and something like one other.
Yeah,
thing.
and it has to be whipped by a French guy.
Right.
As a part of
Jacques.
it. Jacques hand whipped your mayo.
I am a mayo whipper.
Garlic aioli is delicious though, and no one ever mentioned to me that it is just secret mayo.
Yeah.
I refuse to hear that. Everyone shut up.
Just like Thousand Island is ketchup and mayo. Or McDonald's secret sauce is Thousand Island.
Yeah. It's a secret.
It's a secret. Maybe it's not ketchup. Maybe it's hot sauce. I don't know what it is. But it's something like hilariously simple.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, I'm off tuna. Eggs. Talk to me about eggs.
I think.
Don't you love them?
I do.
I love cracking them.
Too many eggs.
I love throwing them. I love putting the word S in front of them.
Segs. I love having segs. I have 4 segs a night. Which is true. I just stopped doing that.
Boiled. Wait a minute. Over easy. Over easy. That's a good one. Over medium.
Over medium segs.
Fried seg.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, they're fat. They're not protein. Their ratio is about 1 gram of fat to 1 gram of protein. The percentage of fat, because nine calories per gram is what fat is. It's 4 calories per gram for protein. So there's actually like more calories that are fat than there are calories that are.
What if you do egg
whites?
Whites.
Yes, that's like a tuna
tartare
sandwich without the mayo. It's not good. Have you ever had just like I mean you can put.
You know what you do is you beef
vegetables.
up, like if you're doing like an omelet or fried eggs or scrambled eggs. Like 1 or 2 regular eggs can comfortably
totally
support 9.
4. Okay, 9
egg whites.
Yeah,
you know,
I'm
it just,
all about it.
Just like thickens up the thing. But the yolk is really what tastes.
Well, and I'm having real eggs because I do need fat in my diet. That's usually where I get it. That and olive oil, just chugging it. It's so it's nice to not have to put olive oil on my egg whites and just have the yolks. You know. But I do look at it as a more of a fat than a protein.
Yeah.
I guess it's balanced. I think about this a lot, the ratio. So how much protein to the amount of calories in the thing is important. Quest talked about this on their can of protein powder, which we should also veer off and talk about protein powder at some point. But yeah, the idea of more protein per food is important because people like vegans are like, yeah, have soy, but soy has a lot of carbs and fat that go along with the...
A lot of other stuff in there.
Chickpeas, beans are carbs.
Yep.
Nuts, all the vegans are like, you get protein from nuts. But
and
nuts...
It's so much fat.
It's all fat. To get the amount of protein that you need with almonds, you would be eating hundreds of thousands of calories.
Just dump me in the silo and I'll eat my way out. You know what I mean? That's what's annoying about that too is I feel like there's a lot when I'm at the grocery store. A lot of the labels say good source of protein.
Sure.
And I'm like,
it's also a great source of carbs.
I'm like, you are deceiving me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things like that. Beef jerky's a good one too.
Yeah.
Because it actually is a lot of protein, but it's a lot of other junk.
Right.
It's a ton
Especially
of
you
junk.
get those like teriyaki ones with sugar in them.
You
can find a good jerky though.
Right at the front of the aisle, you know, where you're like, yeah, okay, I'll take it.
Yeah. So this is, I think, the most important thing that you're looking for when you're looking at your protein sources. Is there a bunch of other stuff that comes along with it, which is okay if, like me, when I'm having protein at dinner, I need fat with it, so I'll have an egg. But I know that, you know, if eggs are my only source of protein, I'm getting a lot of fat with it. That's maybe not realistic. You need to have things that are higher protein to calorie ratio. Which is why I'm so nervous about going vegan, because I'm going to get so much other stuff with... there's not just one vegan thing where you're like...
Protein. Yeah,
right. Then I'm drinking a processed shake thing, right?
Let's talk about shakes.
Shakes
are great, but in the words of Stanimal...
And Brian Borstein, and probably a lot of...
Yeah, but first Stanimal. They are a supplement. Right? Is that what he said?
Yeah. I thought you were going to say you should eat whole foods first, prioritize whole foods, but he said yes. Yeah.
He's like, supplements are, they're a supplement. And I was like, whoa. Dude, slow down. Back up. Well, that's really what it is. Like, you should eat whole foods, and eating it's better for, and he said chewing it's better for you too, right?
Yeah.
Am I misremembering that?
Well, especially if you're trying to lose weight, masticating will activate your hypothalamus, so you'll feel fuller. I mean, yeah, I don't believe in drinking calories unless we're getting wasted. But
yeah, so the protein powders are great there, but they should supplement your diet and how you're eating.
Or not at all. So if you can get whole foods, you're way better off. But it's just sometimes not realistic to chow down on a chicken shake before you work out.
It's true.
I've heard there are 3 reasons that you should have shakes. 1, convenience. That's the thing. You're at the gym and it's like, well, I have my window of time to eat is now, and I'm not going to cook here. 2, absorption. So maybe after your workout, it's potentially better to have a high protein isolate or whatever.
I've heard both sides of it.
Yeah.
But
so that, like, after your workout, you would want a shake because
it makes sense.
It
Think
takes your
about
body
it.
to digest. Think about it, right? This is a science podcast.
Yeah.
The other reason is if you're trying to gain and you're not hungry, then you got to get that in however you can.
Right.
This is not a problem for our cutting folks, our little dainty women like me,
Right.
who could eat my body weight in steak and still not be full. I don't need to worry about getting in the calories because I don't want it anymore.
Could you eat your body weight?
Yes. Coming soon to this channel. How much are we betting?
$100?
What could I eat my body weight in? Is there a substance?
Jello. Do you remember that Nintendo commercial from 1990?
No.
This one guy eats so much Jello, he gets fatter and fatter, and then he explodes, and green Jello goes everywhere, and that was the whole commercial. I think it was for Kirby. Do you remember that?
For Kirby?
Kirby the Ghost.
Oh, okay. I was like, what does that make me want to buy a console?
It was horrifying, and I remember seeing it and be like, this is... what? Somebody wrote this, and then somebody else was like, wow, great idea. Let's hire some people.
To execute it, and then someone paid to put that on TV. Yeah, wow.
Oh, it was so gross. Green Jello. Anyway, that's what I think you can eat your body weight in, green Jello.
All right.
But you won't. You should do shrimp.
Oh, I can definitely do shrimp.
You can't do shrimp.
Shrimp is
There's
so good.
no way you can do shrimp.
I don't know. 200 pounds of shrimp is a lot.
Yeah. I had a bet with my friend Danny that he could eat 10 McDonald's cheeseburgers in under 30 minutes. He got to like 6 or 6.5 and then threw up.
Wow.
And then we were like, I was like, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. And then we saw Matt Stoney on,
yeah.
and he did 10 in like 90 seconds or something like that.
Wow.
Like less than, you know,
So
we thought 30 minutes because we were like, I don't know, I have no idea. How would you, you know, half an hour, go for it. And then I was like sort of peer pressuring him to speed up, obviously, because it was boring to just watch him sit there. And then Matt Stoney gets in and he goes, go, home, home, home.
And it's a
home, home, home.
9-second video.
And it was unbelievable. And then we both sat there watching that and we were like, well, that guy's a superhero and it's
incredible.
It's a weird power, but that's the one he's got. And more power to him. He's so incredible. Talk about eating calories.
I know. He's trained his body to not process them. He's like,
Same.
yeah, him and like Kobayashi. He's so fit. He has a genetic thing where his stomach sits lower than a normal human, so he was born to be a competitive eater. It distends more.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I watched the documentary.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's really cool. We should get
how many McDonald's cheeseburgers do you think you could eat?
Oh man.
6?
Look, you could put 3 on top of each other and it still would be kind of the same size as one.
Correct.
They just smash.
Just tortilla.
It's like a tortilla.
What's this tortilla made out of? Oh, McDonald's cheeseburgers.
That's why there's so many calories. Oh my god, Chipotle. We've uncovered the secret.
The biggest collab of all time. Chipotle, McDonald's.
Chipotle's owned by McDonald's. You know that, right?
No, I didn't know
They're
that.
McDonald's company.
Oh my god. Heads up.
It's all coming out. Oh my god, I'm starting this. People believe that. People think birds aren't real. Then they would definitely believe that McDonald's that tortillas are secretly smashed McDonald's cheeseburgers. Have you heard the
I
birds
can
not real
already
thing?
see the commercial where it's like a steamroller.
Yeah.
You know, and it just goes over, it just steamrolls a.
Yeah, that's why the tortillas are so good. There's secret meat in there.
I saw another fitness TikTok. I'm on fitness TikTok a lot these days, where the guy took apart a McDouble and he took apart a Big Mac, and the meat patties were the same size.
Wow.
He was like, you know, they were the exact same. It's depressing. And the price of a Big Mac is like twice as much as a McDouble.
It's still pennies. It's still so easy to buy.
Well,
McDonald's.
for me, yeah, it's pennies, but they're doubling their. You know,
yeah.
they sell 1 billion of cheeseburgers a day or whatever.
Oh, right.
Whatever it is.
Charge more for the same thing. Ridiculous. What's your go-to protein when you're doing fast food?
I usually get like the smallest version, like a junior Whopper.
Yeah.
And I'll just get an extra meat patty or two.
You
on
can
there.
do that?
Yeah.
What is it, like a dog menu?
What?
You just say, give me a meat patty? Does it come wrapped in a burger
an extra
thing?
patty. No, they put it in the burger.
Oh.
It just turns into
Is
like
there
a
an
double or
add-on?
triple burger.
Charge?
Yeah.
And they knew how to do it?
Yeah.
That's in their thing when you push
yeah.
the button?
It's very easy for
That's
them to
awesome.
do. So I get
Oh
the
my
smallest
goodness, you just
burger.
unlocked next level for me.
Well, what was annoying was I would get like the Whopper or the double Whopper or whatever, and I'm like, I don't want this much bread and
Right.
lettuce and whatever. I just
Yeah.
want I want to be more full afterwards.
Yeah, with the Big Mac, you get an extra bread patty.
Right.
How stupid.
Let's trade that in for a meat patty.
I haven't been to McDonald's, I don't know, 10 years?
Totally. I went last week.
Wow.
I was
How is it?
I was all drunk, and Brittany was driving me home, and she's just getting over her pneumonia, so she was like, I'll be designated driver, and I won't drink tonight. I'm like, big mistake, but thanks. So we go through the drive-through, and we got into kind of like a big fight because she was like, we'll do 2 burgers and we'll split a large fries, and I was like, no, we won't. Two large fries, please. Oh no, wait, because we were giving her friend a ride home. 3 large fries. And the friend was like, I don't want any fries. I'm like, yeah, well, you will. 3 large fries. And I kept yelling it. And Brittany was like, shut up. Anyway, long story long, I was completely right, and they were completely wrong. And the fries I ate half the thing of fries in 2 seconds because I was hungry.
Sure.
And then she wanted fries because she smelled fries in front of her. And then Brittany got mad because we didn't have enough fries. And I'm like, well, that's life.
So you didn't order 3, but they still.
I was yelling 3, but Brittany was driving, so they listened to the driver. You know?
Nah. Yeah, 1
insane.
fry per person per McDonald's order.
Easily.
Baseline.
Baseline. Yeah.
I just remember that I did at McDonald's recently when I went to Hawaii. That was the only thing open when we landed.
What'd you get?
I was so sick. They didn't have salads because they're
McDonald's.
I'm looking at the menu online. I'm like, cool, I'll have this chicken salad, grilled chicken salad.
Gross.
They're like, we don't have that at this establishment. I had a burger. It was a regular burger or whatever. Or no, maybe the
McDouble.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
Yeah, and then a small fry. Did I have fries even? I felt so sick.
Really?
The whole next day. It was awful.
Yeah.
I am so surprised. I just thought my stomach puts up with anything, but it turns out I don't really give my stomach anything to put up with.
You want to talk about processed?
Yeah.
That's some processed food. And I also think that was what you just said was a very interesting point, because I did about a week of eating super, super clean, just vegetables, just chicken, and then I had like a sub sandwich from Jersey Mike's, and the next day my stomach was just shredded, just destroyed.
I think about this all the time.
So I think you're making yourself weaker. The same principle of your hangovers, your alcohol hangover principle.
Or the idea of, I want my body to be as resilient as possible to everything. So I work out so that overhead presses feel easier.
Right.
I eat like garbage so that McDonald's doesn't make me sick.
Right.
God, I'm so delicate because I eat so clean.
Yeah, I think it's true.
What a garbage concept. That don't make sense.
But think about it. That's it.
But think about it. That's the name of this episode.
Yeah.
Think about it. All right, so
let's run through. The whole point of this episode was foods that are good and protein foods that we like.
Chick-fil-A.
So first of all,
you get grilled nuggets that aren't breaded, but they're really oily.
Unbreaded nuggets?
Yeah, it's weird. You want to eat it with a fork because they're like oily and grilled. It's better than the breaded, but they're still not that great. But if I'm gonna get protein out, that's what I go for. Habit Burger.
Habit Burger is delicious.
So good, and they do lettuce wrap without question.
And they wrap the paper around it too, so it's easy to hold.
It's like they knew I wanted that.
Shout out Habit Burger.
Yeah.
Love Habit Burger.
So that would be my fast food go-to. Chick-fil-A. We've talked about this. Chick-fil-A also has a macro calculator.
Yeah.
That shows all their food.
Chipotle. We talked about Chipotle.
Yeah.
No tortilla, double meat.
Right, and they have
no beans.
You can a calculator where you say what's in your bowl and it tells you exactly all of the nutrition facts. So you can even track your fiber, which is nice.
Let me ask you this: what is a lentil?
It's a bean.
What is a
It's like a weird. Are you asking? Because wait, maybe it's not a bean. It's a nut. Is it secretly a nut? Is it a banana?
No,
It's
I don't
chopped up
know.
bananas.
I just feel like there's a lot of things where people mention them to me, and I'm like, I don't know what that is, and then I see it, and I'm like, oh, it's a bean.
Yeah.
What?
I don't know.
Like garbanzo.
Yeah.
There's another word for garbanzo
Chickpea.
beans. Chickpea.
Also, hummus fetus.
Hummus.
This is a baby hummus. It's not hummus. It's not. It hasn't reached its final form yet.
It hasn't been unborn yet.
I feel like there's another one. Garbanzo, chickpea. There's got to be a.
Until there's another one that like. I don't know. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But I'm gonna be eating a lot more beans now that I'm going vegan. Whenever that happens.
Yeah, you're gonna have to.
I've been talking about it a lot. The idea of eating beans before a workout, though, can you imagine?
Horrifying.
Blech.
That's to have.
I'll just put it in a blender, shake it up.
Totally.
Bean
solved.
shake. Got to get to those muscles faster.
Tell me about Greek yogurt.
Yeah. So what's your
You love Greek yogurt.
usual intake? We're not talking restaurant. We're talking home prep. Whatever. What are your protein go-tos? Greek yogurt.
Chicken, broccoli. I don't know. Potato chips.
That's fair. I mean, how many potato chips would you have to eat? How many servings of potato chips
Great
would you have to
question.
eat to get 200 grams
Happy
of
to
protein?
find out.
How many times do you have to listen to Billie Eilish's Bad Guy to get through enough chips?
I haven't had those protein chips, but I hear they're not that good.
Oh, Quest protein chips or whatever.
I think this.
See, they also. We should talk about ratio again there because they have a lot of protein in it, but it's also a lot of carbs. Like a protein bar has anywhere from 27 grams of carbs up.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then there's added fat too. So yes, you can have a protein bar, but is it time? Do you also have carbs that fit in your diet at that moment?
It's a mess.
It's so difficult. I gotta find vegan protein bars. They're probably all fat.
They're probably gross.
Bizarre.
Though.
Oh, I don't care about gross. Whatever. I told you I'd eat human dog food.
I know.
Human pellets.
So
Protein pellets. You know, M&M's came out with a protein M&M.
I saw that. I thought it was a joke. Is it real?
I mean, the joke's on you because you can purchase them.
Let's get them.
Okay. I'm in. I'm sold.
What about? Okay, let me ask you this. What about peanut butter?
Nuts are fat.
Right?
Yeah.
But somehow peanut butter marketed itself or branded itself, or it's on brand as like
choosy moms.
I'm a protein healthy something or other, right?
Yeah, totally. That soy.
And how it like there's some
beans.
Protein in
Sure,
there.
there's more in it than say
Rice cakes.
Yeah. Or rice. But you have to think about the ratio of protein to
Right.
You said Greek yogurt. I'm a big fan.
Oh yeah.
Oh shoot, I'm gonna have to cut that out. That's dairy. Oh my god. Ugh, is there
Just start buying dog food.
A
but
dairy
even though
vegan?
here's the problem, dogs are not vegan.
No, they're not.
Have you seen those videos where the lady like trains her dog to eat vegan? She's like, oh, he just loves being vegan. He prefers a salad to a steak any day. And then they go on the thing and they go 2 plates like this, and there's this big salad and a steak. And they're like, okay, are you ready? And then immediately the dog eats the steak. And she's like, no. He's confused. Okay, ready? And then he starts eating the steak and she's like, stop. Gets set and he just devours the steak, you know? And everyone's like, cool, man. Cool vegan dog you got there.
Oh,
it's not real.
poor dog.
Poor puppy. Oh my gosh.
Christine was giving Braxton gluten-free food for a while, and then the doctor was like, don't do that unless they need it because they have some sort of disorder. They need gluten, and he'll get sick, and that's not as good as just glutening up your dog.
I believe it.
Yeah, interesting to know. Do we need gluten?
Yeah, probably.
Oh, never thought about that.
I think I wonder if on the sort of in the vein of like what they've been selling us for years, and what's easiest to make and easiest to blah blah blah. My worry, my theory a lot of the time is, do I actually need none of this, or do I just need about 5% of what I've been eating?
That's a good point. Sure.
I don't think it's zero. I don't think I should avoid it. I don't think I should not eat something because it might have something in it. But I think that my food pyramid needs to be completely formulated. You know,
because right now it's beer,
right,
working out,
whiskey,
internet. Whiskey's on top of beer, unless it's because you dropped it in the beer.
Yeah, it's a drop shot.
What's that called? A Boilermaker.
It's a Boilermaker.
What's vodka in the beer?
Well, you never do vodka in beer. You do vodka.
Depth charge. No, it's
Depth charge is another one, but you don't do it. I thought there was also whiskey.
Okay,
right? I don't know.
Fine.
Big Jaeger bomb. That's the one I'm thinking of.
Jaeger bombs.
We used to do Jaeger bombs.
But that's not into beer, is it?
It's in Red Bull.
Oh, that's so dumb.
Yeah, that's really.
Oh my
dumb.
God. Yeah, that's
It's
my
disgusting.
pyramid. Is caffeine is on the top, but very small.
Right. Very small.
Tiny. 100 grams or less.
Wow,
100 milligrams or
that's
less.
true.
Excuse me, 100 grams, I'd be dead.
1 gram per body pound.
So I would need 200 milligrams. This is the third time in this episode that I've referenced being 200 pounds. And we've glossed over it every time.
Well, you know, I don't want to mention your weight, but you're seeming... I'm 200 pounds. You know that? I've been struggling a little bit.
You brought it up earlier that you're having 200 grams.
Because
What do you want to be? Because if you want to be lower than 200, then eat that.
185, probably, if I was going to go into like a fighting tournament.
What? Is that a apocalypse preparation?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I also sort of had this rule in my mind of, at my height, I don't think it's very healthy for me to ever be over 200 pounds. For my heart and for my blood and stuff like that. Arbitrary.
Okay.
And so a couple of times in the last few weeks, once you gave me that scale, I'd be like 198, 199. I'd be like, uh-oh.
Taking your shirt off.
Yeah. And then I would skip a lunch or whatever, and then I'm literally 190.
Yeah.
You know? And so I think for me, my other fear or worry or concern or whatever was way back when I was tracking my weight and I was 165 pounds. I would fluctuate no more than, you know, the highest I'd be is 168, lowest I'd be is 162.
Yeah.
You know, it was way tighter in there.
Yeah,
you know?
mine's like a 4-pound fluctuation.
And so now that I'm fluctuating like 8, 9, 10 pounds, it feels very odd to me. But I think it's also a factor of I'm just a bigger person than I was.
Yeah,
drinking a lot.
The ratio's still the same.
Yeah. So but mentally it was very sort of unsettling for me for sure because I didn't want to be. And now like there's a couple times where I'll like wake up and I'm 200.5 or whatever, and then I'll pee and I'm 198, and I'm like, well, that was stupid. But I still have I think a healthy freak out, you know.
Yeah, healthy freak out. Don't weigh yourself, people. That's what we've arrived at, or not. I don't know. I'm due for a DEXA scan. I don't even trust that anymore.
How would you know? There's no way to know. You just need more trackers.
I tried to know. Did I tell you this? Oh, right. Then I tried to do it. You need more trackers, right?
Yeah.
That's a great answer.
I tell you, I want to get one of those. I think I've decided I want to get an Oura ring.
Yeah? You better do it soon. They just launched a new one.
What?
I think
do it soon?
Because you lock into buying the thing because they're switching over to the Whoop monthly billing.
You
don't want to pay forever. You just want to get the thing. I think it might already switched over, but I don't know.
Great, thanks.
Let's talk to his
Forget it. Yeah, I'll text the guy.
Was that his name?
I forget.
That's it.
I know he went to Michigan. Why do I remember that?
You would. He was awesome.
He was so funny.
What a smart freaking dude. I can't believe that he wanted to talk to us.
I feel like that happens
CEO
quite a bit.
Aura, obviously.
I'm in.
Yeah. All right. So, did we list everything that we're eating protein wise? I'm a big fan of ground turkey.
Ground meats are great. Turkey, chicken, beef, anything.
Oh, we talked about burgers. Surprisingly, burgers are fat.
They're pretty
about,
fatty,
like,
yeah.
If you get a good burger out, it's probably got half of it is fat, half of it is.
Because that makes it taste good.
Yeah.
My list was chicken. I had a note here that chicken thighs are way more delicious than chicken breasts.
Ew! No! What? White meat camp right here. Let us know in the comments. Are you white meat or dark meat?
Are you dark meat or are you an idiot moron?
Excuse me. Ugh.
Short idiot moron. Excuse me. I should have said that prefaced. My other list was almonds, jerky, Greek yogurt, eggs, cottage cheese, which is disgusting, broccoli, tuna.
Cottage cheese is such a good one.
Beans,
Shoot,
garbanzo beans, peanuts.
Beans.
That was my list.
Peanuts. Yeah. That's it. I mean, it's a solid list. I would add sausage. If there aren't nitrites and weird additives, you gotta get one of those
Mustard.
stupid
Pretzels.
Tree-hugging sausages.
A beer.
With no pretzels in it.
You ever made sausages in beer? Oh my god, it's so good.
That sounds very German.
You like take a frying pan and you put a sausage in there, and
Oh,
you
I
just
thought you
crack
just
a beer, and then
okay.
you just pour the entire beer, and so you're like filling it up, and like beer's boiling. It's so German. I did it in Austria. Yeah, it was awesome.
Okay, well, that's what I'm doing tonight, obviously. Nut butters. I just wanted to say that because that's funny. I have Kodiak pancakes, which is another kind of... They add protein to the pancakes. If you want to eat pancakes, you get more protein. But it still has all the carbs, so that's another ratio issue.
Yeah. That's what I think I've been struggling with. Is I want to know... I don't know. It's not even if like something's good or bad. I just want to know what I'm doing. And just because it says on the label like a good source of protein, I'm constantly having to be like, well...
Yeah.
A good source of what else too, man?
Right.
Like,
Fake sweeteners. That's a big one with all those bars.
Yeah.
But also those bars come with a lot of fiber, surprisingly.
Mm-hmm.
Quest bars have a lot of fiber, but I think it's because the additives they have in it aren't digestible, and so it comes with a lot of fiber.
I just want the fiber to pull everything along.
Yeah.
Let's get that out of here.
Yeah.
Chicken thighs. Ooh, maybe we'll make some of those tonight. That's a good idea.
No. Ugh.
TikTok fitness loves chicken thighs and air fryers.
Yeah, I'll say air fryer. What? Why?
I don't know.
It has more fat. That's why you like it. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Clearly.
Clearly. Did you wait? You blended a breast, not a thigh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I've
try.
never tried a chicken. So gross. All right.
Yeah, I think we covered it.
I think we covered it.
Probably get more protein if you're not thinking about it. If you aren't thinking about it, you're probably getting less than you think.
Mm-hmm.
But it's easy to do once you get used to it. I was getting 180 grams, almost as much as you, for half a year. I committed to that, and it was fine.
Mm.
Oh, here's a big secret. If you really need to get a lot, don't have a protein shake. Don't have Greek yogurt. Put the shake powder into your Greek yogurt. It's actually delicious because plain Greek yogurt is really sour. It's like eating grosser than sour cream.
Plain Greek yogurt.
I love it. I do eat
gross.
it daily. It's not gross. It's delicious. But most people put a lot of sugar in their Greek yogurt because they are in your camp.
Yeah.
But if you put protein
Because
powder
they eat
in
it and they're
Greek
like,
yogurt,
bleh!
it's like this delicious chocolate pudding or whatever flavor that you've got.
Greek yogurt flavor.
Greek yogurt flavored protein powder. It's just flying off the shelves. Brought to you by Total Fit Heads.
TotalFitHeadStore.com. Buy your Greek yogurt flavored protein.
And protein pellets.
And human food pellets.
Food.
That's so gross.
Alright, thanks for sticking around. And if you could rate and review on Apple Podcasts, that helps us out a lot. Let us know. White meat, dark meat. And we'll see you next week. Cool.
Excellent.
Excellent. Oh no, we lost light. It's so dark now.